Hi guys, it's Tuesday and I'm back with another video for you, and this is using a cut file. And I do like how it turned out. It's a little bit busy, but that's okay. This is a cut file by the Hip Kit Club, January 2020, and it is called Speech Bubbles. And I used a Die Cuts with a View shimmer stack. It's like an iridescent type of paper to cut that cut file. And I backed it with just a lovely soft blue background paper. So cardstock, I guess. And here is a picture of Alan eating as usual. He is quite the foodie, and we had gone out of town and he got this giant burger, and he has this little bird mouth. So when he eats these giant burgers, it's just hilarious to watch, and he loves it so very much that you can't help but get tickled. So I ended up just grabbing a bunch of things from my stash. I use a mix of all sorts of things. And you can see I'm kind of interviewing here what I want, where I want it. That speech bubble that says hello was from a paper stack, and I can't remember the name of that paper stack, but it had several speech bubbles all over the page, and I just fussy cut that one. And then I did a previous video where I fussy cut out the word smile. And here I decided to pop up the background, and I remembered to turn on my glue gun and use my chipboard that I had in excess, that I no longer use. So why waste it, especially with the cost of double-sided foam tape. So I am going to pop this up and flip it over. And you can see my beautiful wedding ring there. I've been wearing it through this entire quarantine and loving it, because unless I'm working out, I don't really have to take it off, and it's been nice. Now I'm just ready to get married. So, yeah, I'm going to glue that down. And when you use hot glue, it is not moving. So be very, very sure of placement. And I just decided I'm going to go back to my Scotch or score tape, and I'm going to use some vellum and a couple of scraps from Maggie Holmes and from my little scrap bucket, my little scrap box. I like to use those little bits and pieces around a photo so that I don't have to cut into a large piece of 12 by 12. So I did use this, I grabbed a couple of things from Citrus Twist. So the little label up at the top, I ended up stamping with the Citrus Twist stamp, and it says need more. And I used a Memento ink called London Fog, and that color of gray just seems to match every color palette. It's amazing to me. And then I saw this other little stamp in that set that says Yum, and I'm going to use that same ink, and I'm going to stamp Yum underneath the photo when I do a couple of more embellishments, after I do a couple of more embellishments. But I did get to use a bunch of my stash, so I'm happy with that. This isn't my favorite layout of all time, but it's fun, and I enjoyed making it and using up a lot of embellies that I had. So I think I am trimming out this little piece of, yeah, this was a cut apart from Maggie Holmes, and I want to say it's from her Flourish collection, and I liked the X and the O. And I'm going to end up fussy cutting that out and putting it directly underneath the photo. So it's just going to take me a moment. I think I'm looking for an X-Acto to punch a hole. And then I'll delicately trim out the center of that O. Oh, and to back my cut file, I used a variety of 6x6 paper pads that I had in my stash. So I've kind of been working through some of those. I don't buy 6x6 paper pads anymore. I used to just buy them constantly, but I find that I don't really use them as much. I'm not a card maker per se, so I'm just trying to use up what I have and not buy anymore. Is that still a popular thing? Do people still buy 6x6 paper pads? Because I don't know. I guess card makers would, but I don't really need them. So I'm digging through this collection that is by Crate Paper called Here Plus Now, and it is a travel theme, and I use several pieces of ephemera from it. And once I found placement, of course, I kind of took everything off and decided to commit to sticking it down. That little ticket is from Maggie Helm's Flourish collection as well. I had mentioned that specialty paper, and I've been kind of going through it and adding tickets on a lot of my layouts. So the epoxy stickers that you see, the one that says Celebrate Today, also Think Happy, that I'm going to place in this particular speech bubble, those are from Maggie Holmes, and I want to say they're from Carousel collection, but they've kind of lost their sticky, so I have to go back and glue Think Happy down. Celebrate Today stuck, but Think Happy didn't want to stick, maybe because it was so thin. So gluing down the X and the O and deciding where I'm going to stamp the word yum. The Here Plus There collection did have these lovely little sprigs of gold elements and green elements that I place on either side of the speech bubbles. And my title will be Travel Life because he does travel for work. We do like to travel when we get a chance. We were supposed to go to Spain or Portugal, somewhere like that. We've never been for our honeymoon, and I guess we'll get to do that directly after we get married next year because we won't have spent a bunch of money on a wedding because we've already paid for that. So I guess it worked out. We at least get to go directly on a honeymoon. The suitcase is also from that Here Plus There collection, and the word trip I fussy cut. I want to say, well, I haven't actually put that up. I'm still working through that Here Plus There collection. I added that little tag and this arrow that says this way. So I did use quite a bit of that ephemera. So I'm going to add my stamp here, and I'm going to go stamp it off. And then I'm going to fussy cut the word trip. I'm trying to remember where I got that word from. It was on a cut apart. And I want to say it was from the Here Plus There paper. But, I think so. Because it's the same color gold. It's been a while since I made this layout, and I don't have the best memory, so don't hold me to that. But I love the little gold elements throughout this layout. The word trip and the little leaf and the ticket and the arrow. It just kind of brightens everything up since a lot of it is softer colors. And I'm going to add some of the, I think these are the Prima Say It in Crystals ephemera, or not ephemera, enamel dots. And those were called Surfboard. And I think the other enamel dots were from the My Mind's Eye Wander collection. So going in with a little bit of watered down white acrylic paint. I'm going to do a few splatters, but then I'm not going to be quite finished. I decided that it needed a little bit of grounding, so I am going to take my scissors and notch out the top left and the bottom right, kind of center right. And I'm going to add a piece of scrap that I have from that Maggie Holmes Flourish collection. Yeah, I'm just trying to decide here. So I think that's from Maggie Holmes. You can see that 12 by 12 has been well loved. But it's just the perfect amount to add a little notch. and a little bit of balance to the page. So I'm hoping to do a few more layouts. This is the last one that I have to edit currently, and I've got school going full force. I've been doing my skills labs and my studying and my learning and my modules and coursework and my own journaling, and been doing a lot of business research in that field, and hopefully, in the next 6 months, I'll have my website up, and I know I've got to have, excuse me, I've got to have 2 practice clients for 90 days minimum. That's for my health coaching, and then I'm just gonna have a Facebook group and a website and some emails that go out. So if you're interested in information on living a healthier life, or weight loss, or sleeping better, or having a better mindset about your body and body image, and just to eat cleaner, healthier, wholesome foods, then stay tuned for that. But it's gonna take a little while, but I'm looking forward to helping people. So that's it. If you like the video, thumbs up, and I'll have another video for you as soon as I make some more layouts, hopefully in 2 days. Talk to you later. Ta-ta for now. Bye.